the dictionary defines glow up as an informal term for a positive personal transformation. Typically one involving significant changes in appearance and style, and often growth in confidence and maturity. And the Centers for Spiritual Living has a global vision, and it is a world that works for everyone. Are you interested in a world that works for everyone?
Yes.
Are you interested in a life that works for you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. And that's the beauty of what we teach here. The principles, the practices, the resources we learn to use expand our inner life. Because a grand rising with inner power begins within us. And we do our inner work to create a relationship with our power that supports us. It's a partnership with the divine. It's a partnership. And as we recognize this inner relationship with greater power, we take the next step in rising by how we express ourselves in the world, how we show up. In a couple classes ago, when I taught ABC, who remembers what that stands for?
Awareness builds consciousness.
Awareness builds consciousness. Yes, good, Joy. ABC, that's an easy way to remember it. Awareness builds consciousness. Our founder in the Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes, said, "Our mental attitudes are our most priceless possessions. The deep issues of our thought can make us or unmake us. That which seemingly opposes us in the world can be overcome and dissolved by right thinking, if our motives are right." The universe is our field of opportunity and possibility. It is a great laboratory in which those who know the power of mind can work miracles. We can have and become whatever we desire, providing we establish great ideas within our consciousness. The intelligence that created us requires cooperation with the laws of right thinking based on right motives. We have to cooperate with this partnership. Say it with me, I am an expression of God's intelligence.
I am an expression of God's intelligence.
And I cooperate.
And I cooperate.
Put that on, see how that feels. So our souls glow up, think about that. Because when we consistently nurture our soul will always guide us and give us direction to a higher force for good. Always. And it's our ego that blocks the truth. Bless our ego. We need it for certain things, right? The source of all true joy comes from the soul, and it takes tenacity, not giving up in the face of difficulty, and be willing to study the deeper meaning of everything. Everything in the world has a purpose and a reason. Everything. We might not like it, but there's a deeper meaning, possibly, to it. So we all get that there's a higher power. I mean, that's why you're here. There's God, there's a creation, there's light, there's the divine, whatever name. So why is there a constant destructive force within us? Why is there so much negative chatter? Maybe none of you have that. Remember the little thing, the devil and the angel, the devil, that whole thing. So the greatest gift, I think, that the Creator gave us is the opportunity to overcome that opponent that is within us. It's not out there, because we have the gift of choice. That's the gift. Because when you overcome a difficulty, you become a co-creator. The reason we don't experience peace is simple. Like attracts like. That's Metaphysics 101. You want to experience Share it also. Not hoarding it. And then you experience it. I have an upcoming class that was mentioned called Mental Equivalence, and that's exactly what that talks about. That we have to pay attention to what seeds we're planting. So one of the, I think, the greatest gifts is overcoming and accepting those challenges that we have in our life. And I know some of you are going through some hard times. But what if they're there to help you grow? Oh. Instead of, why is this happening to me? We can ask, what can I do? How can I grow with this? What can I learn from this? How can I use this for my greater good? You know, there's always that opportunity. Ernest Holmes gave a very famous sermon talk at Silmar Conference Grounds in Pacific Grove in 1959 called Sermon by the Sea. It's referred to a lot in this philosophy. And it was actually one of his last public talks. He died not too long after that. And in it, very simply, Dr. Holmes calls us to be for something and against nothing. Hear that? To be for something and against nothing. I remember when the protests were happening, and they'll probably happen next week too, is to remember to be for peace, to be for love, to be for justice. It's very different than to be against whatever, okay? Mm-hmm. So standing in our authentic power allows us to stand for truth, allowing ourselves to be so strongly for principle that we are clear, kind, and unmoved, regardless of what the world around us looks like. We can always choose a higher thought and welcome our soul's guidance. You can always do that. Take a breath. So the global vision, we envision a world that works for everyone in all creation. And we can ask ourselves, so what does a world that works for everyone feel like and look like? Just think about that. In the quantum field, anything's possible, remember? And what aspect of that vision is yours to do? What aspect of that vision are you called to support? Say with me, I welcome a world that works for everyone.
I welcome a world that works for everyone.
You know, about a year ago, we had Reverend Barbara Leger here, who had a ministry in Ukraine for many, many, many years. And she came and did a board retreat with us last year. And we had a community also gathering with her, a visioning process. So the board met with her all weekend, and then the community came and did a visioning process. And one of the main things that came out of that visioning with Barbara was that we wanted our own home space, our own sanctuary. And it's happening. Took a year, but hey, those seeds were planted. I'm so proud of our Board of Trustees because they have really stepped up in this process. And we also do a visioning practice once a month to continue that knowing the good for our center. So yay that we're seeing the fruits of the seeds that were planted. Yay! You ever heard of Socrates? He said the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. Right? It's very similar to what Ernest Holmes just said. It's so fascinating. Ernest Holmes, he was very inspired by so many traditions. So again, the idea of accepting what's showing up in your life and learning how to be mindful of how to 'to, 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 'to So I want to read a short little story from Mark Nepo about the aspen grove and shared roots. When we tend our deepest center, we care for all souls. A powerful way to realize our interconnectedness is to imagine the human family as a stand of aspens growing by a river. Though each tree appears to be growing independent, not attached to the others, beneath the soil out of view, the roots of all the trees exist as one enormous root. And so, like these trees, our soul's growth, while appearing to be independent, is intimately connected to the health of those around us. For our spirits are entwined at center out of view. He said, I know these things to be true. In cutting off strangers, we cut off ourselves. In choking roots, we choke our own growth. In loving strangers, we love ourselves. In deep and lasting ways, when we heal ourselves, we heal the world. For as the body is only as healthy as its individual cells, the world is only as healthy as its individual souls. Across the centuries, we have this timeless medicine. Live directly, wait, and care for your soul as if it were the whole world. Care for your soul as if it were the whole world. So let's take that into a moment of reflection. I invite you to, if it's comfortable, to just close your eyes for a moment. Become present with your breath. And feel your heart expand and contract as it naturally does with your breath, in and out, deep and slow. Breathe slowly and care for your soul with each breath, whatever that means to you. Feel your heart expand and feel your sense of self open. Breathe slowly in and out. And feel your sense of the world open as you care for your soul. Right here, right now. And take a deeper breath. And come back. And I invite you, with your eyes open and soft eyes, just look around the room and bless each other with your eyes. Just bless people, thank them for being here. Give them a smile. If they're not smiling, give them yours. That's connecting, soul to soul, heart to heart. Simple. So as we engage in the world, our actions, our choices, and our participation contribute to a grand tapestry of change, right? Who was it that said, be the change you want to see in the world? Gandhi. Right. So in the pursuit of a world that works for all, it's imperative that we understand the significance of our interconnectedness. Ernest Holmes. A steadfast determination to attain some purpose the letting go of all that opposes it, a complete reliance upon the law of good, and an unqualified trust in spirit. This is real power. This is real power. This is our partnership. This is for our souls glow up. I'd like to think of like twinkly lights or fireflies. So we want to create a world that works for everyone, but it requires conscious and intentional approach, right? It starts with embodying what we stand for, aligning our choices with our values, and being a living example of the positive change we wish to see. This means taking a stand for a world that honors equality, compassion, harmony, justice, right? Respect. Peace and love. Yeah. So Mark Nepo used the metaphor of aspen trees to illustrate that deep interconnectedness, which I love. I love that reminder. So how do we apply that in our human experience? That's why we come together in community, number one. Because communities are stronger and more resilient when we understand and lean into our connections. And when we embrace those bonds, rather than isolating ourselves, it allows us to be grounded and to find a tapestry of support. So we're all here supporting each other, and those online too. So the Aspen Grove Shared Roots is a poetic reminder that our lives, although appearing separate, are fundamentally connected, and that our collective well-being and longevity depend on nurturing those hidden deep roots that bring us together. Nurturing our souls. I guarantee you, when you nurture your soul, your life shifts. And if you don't know how to do that, call a practitioner, talk to me. We'll get you set up. Start your spiritual practice today. How do you wake up in the morning? Plant a seed. Plant a seed of good. Let's affirm, as I stand in my authentic power.
As I stand in my authentic power,
I welcome a world that works for everyone.
I welcome a world that works for everyone.
That's a start. And we don't have to know how to do it, but we have to make it welcome. It's an energy exchange. It's a vibration. I know sometimes people say, well, I don't know what to do or where to go or how to do it. Sometimes you don't have to know the how, you have to make it welcome. You have to already visualize the end, the change, the health, the financial status, whatever it is. Think from the end. And sometimes, I don't know if you've noticed this, but our impetus for change comes from our discontent and our discomfort. Right? We all know that. So ask yourself, what's troubling me today? It's okay. What's troubling me? We all have little niggles. And then you can say, so what's the for that is opposite of the discontent? So if I'm frustrated with blah, 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 I could be for acceptance or for, and can I maybe see a deeper meaning of why this is here? Just asking the question doesn't hurt. And then, what do I really want? And you have to listen. That's why we meditate. That's why we get quiet. What makes my heart sing? What calls me to engage? What lifts me up? What lights me up? And can I find that in this community? So as we recognize our interrelationship with the greater power, that partnership with the infinite, we can take the next step in rising higher and feel guarantee that. Are you willing?
Yes.
Are you in?
Yes.
Say, I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm really, really in.
I'm really, really in.
I'm really, really, really in.
I'm really,